So in yet another signal of the global slowdown in the economies, we have this article this morning from Zero Hedge saying it's happening again. Maersk halts Asia-Europe loop amid global slowdown. And basically what it's talking about is that Maersk and the Mediterranean Shipping Company, or MSC, has temporarily suspended their AE2/Swan Asia to North Europe loop until mid-November. And so this is a map of the loop. Basically, it goes from Shanghai to Ningbo to Yantian to Hong Kong, over to the UK and Felixstowe, then to Hamburg and Rotterdam, then back to Hong Kong and back to Shanghai, and then the loop repeats. So, there's not enough cargo. People in these ports are not ordering enough from these ports to make the running the shipping lines profitable. So that's not good. That the last time they did that, the MSCI dropped a fair amount. That was a year and a half ago or so. And here we've got the China to EU 40-foot shipping container rate, and it's obviously pretty volatile, but the overall trend is a bit down. And then we have the global 40-foot shipping container rate. You can see that's a much clearer downtrend. And let's see, this chart does not line up exactly with this chart. So this is Q3 2017. Q3 2017 starts here. So when you're trying to compare the two, you got to keep that in mind. But this was the most interesting chart. So world trade volume, and this goes back to the '08 crash, and it's got this nice regression channel. So we have this toppy pattern, and then we had the '08 financial crisis. And then we had our recovery, and then our different phase of our recovery, and now we're seeing a toppy kind of pattern again. So the question is this an indication of somewhere around here, or is it something around here? And in isolation, it's difficult to tell, and you don't really know until after the fact, which is always a problem with forecasts. So but we're seeing a lot of things simultaneously here. We're seeing the stock market become more volatile than it has recently. We're seeing precious metals break out to the upside. We're seeing a flight to quality, flight to safety in terms of the U.S. Treasuries have been just being bid up like crazy, yields being compressed, and we're seeing but within that we're seeing the inverted yield curves. So yeah, this is just another signal that not all is well. As much as whatever bullish talking head you want to say is it talks about record low unemployment and all that kind of stuff. Things are indicating that we're kind of rolling over. But of course, the top is a process, not an event. That's always key to keep in mind, because we're talking about the global economy, and the amount of time it takes for all these things to percolate through the systems, and for everybody to see the change in the environment takes a long time. I had said a year or so ago that I did not think we'd get out of 2019 without a crash, and it's September 6th at the moment, and while we're seeing the beginnings of things, we're not seeing an actual crash yet. So it might be 2020. I might have been a bit off on my call there, but I think this bull run, it's looking more and more on many different levels that is over. So keep that in mind and make your investing plans accordingly.